Alrighty. Well, no one's here. I guess I can go home. Let's see here. I am tired, man. I was almost falling asleep. I might have to move the live stream to 8 o'clock soon. This time of year, I just get tired. Anonymous Watch Guy here. Thanks for joining us. And Bean Boy's here. Kevin Powell. Mark, Scott. Jonathan's checking in. Wearing this guy. John Page is here. Tennessee Mike is here. What the heck is this thing even called? Richard Harvey Attitude Patriot. Will Carey's here. Dustin's here. Dane, the #1 troll killer's here. Jeffrey Arch is here. Scott Zinn could learn from mule glass suit or rubber straps. I agree. Looks like a poor man's Panerai. Hi from Brisbane, says Ginger Down Under. The Crown Guard. Hey, Homer's here. The Crown Guard is unique. It is kind of a pain in the butt to mess with the crown on this one, but I really like the colorway on this one and overall design. I showed it to a few people, and they were on the fence whether they liked it or not, which means I'm definitely going to like it. Let's see. Sticky Knives is here. Dale's here. Jared's here. David is here checking in, wearing his Nevada Gretchen on his wrist. Kevin Hawthorne checking in from Florida. Excuse my cough. Ken's checking in from Pittsburgh. Roberto's here. Let's see. Talk. I don't know how to say that. Hi from Stoke. Let's see. Dane says, despite UPS trying to prevent it, I took delivery of a long-term grail today. Watch for its video soon. Awesome. Glad to hear UPS delivered at the time they said they would too. Will Carey says, welcome to all the new Discord members who have made it to the live tonight. Yeah, so we have new members joining the Random Rob private Discord group, and a few of them are in the group chat here in the live stream. So it's awesome getting that fresh perspective and enthusiasm in the Discord group. It's always kind of cool to get new blood in there. Did 12 videos today. 12. Hey, Calico Basin's here. So a lot of them were unboxings, but ridiculous amount of recording today. Hey, my buddy Doug is here. Thanks for joining. Oh man, I think I wore like 3 or 4 watches today. Now I know, like, kind of working from home, like I stayed home today and just did channel work. And you guys that work from home and you like change your watches throughout the day, I basically did that today. Cecil is asking, hey Rob, checked for Sunday Fun Day at noon. Nothing. Checked again at 12:30 p.m. Everything's pending. Thanks to everyone who saved me from spending money. Yeah, I was a little bit late. It was probably closer to 12:10 that yeah, Will, I guess this would be number 13. So it was about 12:10, I think, when I got it posted. I was having some technical problems. So as soon as I got it posted, man, that sale went fast. So Jared says, the Discord has been a game changer since I joined last year. Very fortunate and happy to be a part of it. Thank you for being there. John is asking what I'm sipping. Just a small glass of, I call it peanut butter and jelly. It's Screwball peanut butter whiskey, and then a dash of Welch's, like no sugar grape juice. So the calories are like 10 calories for that. Dane says he's worn 4 watches today. Neo says, hello, humanity. Yeah. So we got some cool watches here. This one's a Signum. This one I was kind of blown away with on the loom. I think I showed you guys that before. The dial is full loom on orange. Oh yeah, Calico brought up a good thing. As I'm going to talk about these watches, I want to talk about that real quick. So yeah, Breitling released their yellow dial Super Ocean today, and I think it looks great, but I'm not going to buy it. Yeah, well, I mean, it's Breitling, it's their corporate color, right? So I wanted the yellow dial, but I wanted it in the previous generation, like the more cartoony looking ones like these. I wanted this one in the yellow dial, which they made in the 44 millimeter. I wanted it in the 42. So I will not be buying the new Super Ocean in the yellow, but here's that Seiko 5KX Honda Cub. Hey, Bobby Legs is here. Thanks for joining us. So this one's really cool. Limited edition. So hurry up and grab these because there's only 6,000 of them. I think you'll have some time. I think 6,000. It's going to be more of a, people that aren't really into watches are going to be buying that watch though. You know what I mean? Orange and blue, great color combination for sure. This watch just came in from Exquisite. Grand Seiko SBG J259. This is a high beat. I messed up on that one video saying it was a high beat and it wasn't. This one actually is a high beat and nice green colorway with a even more bold green GMT. Scott, no, I have not handled the Breitling NATO straps, but I will say this: these manufacturers, it does kind of look like the Oris green. It's a little off. It's funny you bring that up. Okay, so yeah, this is a cool watch, and it should have a jump. Yeah, it has a jumping hour too, so it's a Traveler's GMT. Such a cool watch. Yeah, Dane, they're good watches. I like the Grand Seikos. I don't own one yet, but oh yeah, it does probably look killer in the sun, Ray. I might have to check that out. Maybe I don't do many outside video shots, but maybe I will. Super Cub came out in 1958, 100 million sales. So that is a very popular bike, and I think that watch will sell to a lot of fans out there. Yeah, the Mule Glasoot was this the SAR, the Search and Rescue. Yeah, these are really cool. Neil with a super chat. Thank you very much. $5 hairs says, Rob, what do you think of the latest square G-Shock on the carbon strap? Neil, I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't know if it's like a remake of that one that had the carbon fiber in the strap. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, this thing is great. The strap looks amazing. I can tell it's going to show a lot of wear because this is in its new state and it has that kind of like a little bit of worn look. Great looking bracelet. Just a straight dive extension. No micro adjust on this thing, so you're going to have to get that dialed in. But other than that, it's a pretty nice clasp. Yeah, they need to release a Ruckus edition. That'd be pretty cool. They might do that. This is such a cool watch. This is even rubber here. I mean, this thing is just unique all around. Date magnifier is on the bottom side of the crystal. Same thing that Tag is doing now. They're putting it on the bottom. Actually, it's the same thing that even Bulova was doing with this guy. The date magnifier is on the bottom side of the crystal too. So pretty cool. Set that over there. Yeah, sometimes Cyclops are a pain in the butt because you have to look directly on it. You can't hit the date from an angle or something too. So that could be a problem. But I do think it's pretty trick when they put it on the bottom side of the crystal. I do like that. What else? Oh, Zodiac meteorite dial. Great looking dial on the thing. This is a new release. I'm not sure the coding on this. Might be ion. I'll have to check with Zodiac on that. But yeah, I need to get it stripped off. I'm not going to peel it all off right now. Got the New GMT tag Heuer in. White with the blue, bi-directional, nice bezel. Again, this is a caller's GMT, so the GMT will jump with, it'll jump the 24-hour hand, not the 12-hour hand. Nice clasp on these new tags, though. Check out this clasp. And it has a micro adjust on it right here that stays locked in. So really like the clasp on this. So that's a good colorway. What else did I get in today? This guy, beautiful looking Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot, limited edition. Another green watch. Still have the Rowing Blazers. I need to do the video on this. I got a ton of videos to do, actually. The Rowing Blazers Dress KX in green. I have another Oris in as well. Saltzman sent in. This is another limited edition with a train commemorative here. 1,000 made. Love the strap. Just a good, clean colorway for the Big Crown pointer date on this one. Let's see. I have a Seiko in here. This is the, most people go after the white panda one, but this one is the blue. Nice colorway. I'll still have to get my hands on the new larger speed timers. I know Bruce just got his in, so I'll try to get some of those soon. I have another Zodiac. I did the video on this one today. This is the Pro. So the big difference between the Pro and the non-Pro is the size. So basically 42 millimeter versus a 40 mil. 42 mil gets the crown guards. Crown guards are absent on this one. Both great watches. I personally prefer the Pro, but that's just me. Dane likes chronos. I can show you some chronos. I have a couple of Nozumis in. So the one on the right is actually a Seiko Mecha Quartz. These are classic, really cool looking colorways for these ones. And the one on the left is actually a limited edition. It has a manual wind Salida in it. I forget the number of the movement. And it's a little bit thicker, but it's not, insanely thick. So, but that one's a manual wind chronograph. So some really cool, fun colorways. Put that guy over here. Dane wants some chronos. Well, I don't know what I have that I can send, because you got to keep in mind, a lot of these are just here temporarily. They're not mine. So like that one definitely has to go back. Those are like $1,000 if you want to buy it. This one I think I'm keeping, so I'll probably be able to send that one or something, Dean. Chronos. I don't know that I have. I mean, I have an Omega, a smaller Omega Speedmaster chrono here, but I need to like check this out. I don't know anything about it, so I have to do a full inspection on this and see. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's so you can get it over your wrist. It's interesting. Dane says send everything. Let's see. Haven't done a video on one of these yet. So, subscriber, friend of the channel, sent in his Shark Hunter Sub 600T. Great looking watch. It's got my smudges all over it. I was wearing this one earlier. Hey, MM10's here. Thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and set that right there, I guess. I don't know. How about this guy? Let me check this out. You say sell everything. I say send everything. So here's an Aviate, but in a smaller case. Usually these are larger watches. This is a Royal British um, something Legion edition, but it's a lot smaller. But check out the dome on that sapphire. That's crazy. Pretty cool watch. Let's see, what did Floridian say? Have your trips to ADs and watch shows generated more watches to the channel for reviews? That I mean that's part of it, Floridian. That's definitely part of the whole scenario. But behind the scenes, I do an insane amount of emails, Instagrams, WhatsApps, direct phone calls, and texting. I'm constantly networking, like all of the time. Jason from Design, any I don't even know how to say that. Venetiano? No, not yet. But I think they did reach out to me. But I get a lot of these places, they'll reach out to me and I'll correspond with them a little bit, but then they just drop off. So I don't know. Philip, would you trade a Zelos meteorite for a Zodiac? The only Zodiacs that I really like that I will wear are the pros, right? Because I have 3 of those, and I want to try that new Olympus. So I'm gonna reach out to Zodiac and see if I can get my hands on one of those new Olympus. I think I could really warm up to one of those. Other than that, I think um, there's a ton of really good Zelos out there too. And Blue Ram, yes, I did see the yellow new Super Ocean when it first came out. I just I'm not gonna do it. I have my yellow Scurfa. There was some other yellow watches I was looking at too. I forget what they were, but I wanted the yellow dial in this generation. So yeah, well, I can show you the Zodiacs next to each other. Can do. So here is this one in the Pro, and then there's this guy here. So size wise, I mean, the Pro's like 14 millimeter thick, but it really doesn't feel like it. What did Philippe say? Why can't I buy from you anymore, Rob? I don't get it. Why? I don't know. Why can't you buy from me? Was there a problem buying from me? Um, yeah, I've only blocked like a few people, so I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to buy from me. If you're talking about in the Sunday Fun Day sale, then you got to be quick on the draw. Here's another yellow dial, but done differently. The SRPD 15. These are pretty hard to find, I think. Aren't these called like the yellow blue flip fin or something? So this will be on a Sunday Fun Day sale coming up soon. Pretty dynamic yellow dial on that thing. Let's see if I can stuff that back here. Let's see, I got a Luminox in. This guy just came in, and this is a very patriotic looking special edition. What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with that. Let's see. Pizza Pie says, wearing my Seiko Bellmatic tonight. Are there any current mechanical watches that have analog chimes, bells that are affordable? Well, affordable, I don't know. I don't know. That new Christopher Ward is pretty amazing, but that's 3,500. So, David, speaking of yellow dials, what are my thoughts on the Raven Trekker? I absolutely love that watch. I almost rebought it. I know my buddy Greg has one, so I'm a big fan of that watch. Let's see. What's the height of the Doxa? Too much? Question mark. It does feel a little top heavy on wrist compared to the size of the bracelet, and I'll talk about that when I cover the in the full video, but it's about 14.5 millimeter thick. So it's not unwieldy. I mean, you got to keep in mind Seiko SKX is 13.5, so this is like 1 millimeter thicker. It's definitely on the thicker, chunkier side, no doubt about it. But what happens is it has a hard time balancing itself out because this is a great bracelet, but it's on the thinner side of things. So it's fine. It works fine on my wrist. I'll show you here in a minute. My gripe with it, because I was wearing it around the house for a few hours, is I was hitting some hot spots on the bracelet. It started to bug me on the bottom side of my wrist. There's no sharp edges here, so I don't know what it is other than the fact that maybe the heavier top side is pulling um, the bottom side hard enough that it's annoying me or something. I don't know. I'm going to have to experiment with that. But let me pop that guy off and I'll pop the Doxa on wrist. I love the way it looks. I think it looks great on wrist. And the light play, look at the light play on that bracelet. That's fun. But yeah, I mean, you have to wear it a little bit snug, otherwise it will kind of like flop around on you. But after a little while, man, this something just started bugging me down here, and I don't know what it was because I don't feel any sharp edges or anything. Pretty basic clasp system on that too. Some really cool, fun watches. Here's another one that came in. I still need to unwrap it. This is a new Microbrand canopy, but I don't know if you can see it. Check out this bezel. The bezel is pretty wild. I don't know if that's carbon. I think that might be carbon. I don't think that's meteorite. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. But pretty cool looking watch. Nice clasp. Has a Swiss movement in it, SW200, but being on the smaller side of things, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it must be forged carbon. But I need to get this all peeled off. The bracelet actually looks good too. Let me peel this plastic off. It has a really nice presentation box that comes in too, if that matters to you. Tennessee Mike thinks it's carbon. Oh, that bracelet is nice. They did something a little different here. Check out the shape of the links. That is pretty cool. And it has a nice flow to it. It's a nice bracelet. Well done. And I'm pretty sure this is ceramic ball bearings in there. I can just kind of tell by the feel. There's something different about it. Pretty sure that's ceramic. Ramped links. Yeah, that's what they are. They're ramped links. I was having a trouble figuring out how to describe it, but the finishing on it is bright looking. The steel looks bright. I'll have to look up to see what steel they're using. It looks brighter than just regular 316. I don't know. If they use something different. It's called Wake One. Hey, Manny's here. Hello, Mr. LTE. So here it is on wrist. Just a nice clean size. But look at the light play on that bracelet. They did a great job on this watch. So I'll do a full video. I don't know if it's 904. I'll have to look it up. But doesn't it look a little brighter than just regular? What's regular stainless look like? See, look how bright it looks compared to the. It's hard to tell. Maybe it's just the way they brushed it and polished it. I don't know. It just looks a little bit brighter to me. But what do I know? Tennessee Mike says maybe it's just a coating. Could be. Could be just a coating. But I literally just opened this like an hour ago, so I haven't even had a chance to research it. The owner sent me a PDF file, so I will take a look at that. Good looking watch. I got nowhere to put it though. Maybe we'll stuff it back there. Hide it behind the mule. It's just kind of peeking out there. Anonymous Watch Guy says it's 316L, so it's just the way they finished it. What else do I have? Got a couple of watches in. Weird, unique ones. The Dufa regulator. I don't know anything about regulators, so I might have to learn a little bit before I do the video on this one. But should be pretty fun once I get it figured out. And then this one kind of surprised me. I'm not typically a fan of young hands, but this one, the design is a little bit more bold than just a regular Bauhaus. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, the brand is Dufa, which I know is a weird name, but I mean, look at the clean look to it. It's just a good, clean looking watch. And it's a regulator, so there's a special function there. But check out this thing. Let me ask you a question. And you already know it's going to be a trick question, but do you think this watch has lume? I mean, really, look at those indices, right? Look at the indices. They just look like plain gray. Look at the hands. It's all gray. It just looks all gray. You would think if there's lume, maybe it's in there, right? Okay. This watch looks like it has no lume, right? It doesn't look like it has lume. Check this out. It totally tripped my mind. I'm like, how did they do that? It's straight, like dove gray on the indices and everything. And I don't think it's considered black lume because it holds pretty solid. So I don't know what it is, but it's pretty dang cool. It kind of tripped me out. I was wearing it around the house earlier, just for a little bit, and I walked into a darker room and it glows. I was like, wow, I was not expecting that. I assumed no lume on that. Nice little surprise. Are the indices sandwiched? Let me look. It looks like it's just. If I zoom in, I think you guys can kind of see if I zoom in. But I think it might be like inset into the dial a little bit, but it's just gray. I mean, there's no like weird trick or anything like that. It's just somehow infused into that gray. I mean, you can see it on the hands. It's still gray, but you can see how it's inlaid in there. It even had lume on the balance of the seconds hand. Yeah. I might have to take a closer look at young hands. They got some pretty cool designs. I could dig something like this, and this is a titanium watch too. So pretty cool, fun watch. Let's see. George A says, had my eyes on the SAR for years, never managed to get myself a decent deal that would make me pull the trigger. What is the dial size? You mean the watch size? I can't really measure the dial. Yeah, about 40. You were pretty much right on there, Mike. About 40 mil. Yeah, the SAR. You can get deals on these. I don't know what they do on the used market, but this one on the rubber strap, $23.99 at Exquisite. I don't know if they do any discounts on them at all. You'll have to excuse my ignorance on that. I really haven't shopped the brand, but it is unique for sure. And they have some like regular, ordinary watches too in their lineup. But this is kind of the one that most people go after, it seems like. You can tell everything is purpose about this. Like even these reliefs here on the backside, look at how they flex. I mean, that's all done intentional. George says he cannot get himself to pay 2,100 for a Swiss SW200. Don't think of it as you're paying 2,100 for the Salida movement. You're paying it more for like the brand. There's so much more that goes into a watch than just the movement. You have to understand that. Like in this case, this watch, I mean, these are all one-off parts. There's nothing ordinary about this watch. So everything had to be designed. I mean, all the way down to the strap, to the brace, or to the clasp. And I'm sure the bracelet for these is really good too. I haven't handled one. I think I would rock this thing on the rubber strap. And it's just kind of fitting because this is rubber up here too. And it's not even like a super hard rubber. I can feel it. It's got a little bit of grip to it. Like this is just straight rubber. This thing is like uniquely cool and has a full lume dial. I gotta get this stupid tag out of the way. So there we go. It's not sized for my wrist, obviously, but there's fewer problems with certain Solitas. I have noticed problems with Solitas, the SW200 specifically, but it seems like, and I know they sell a lot of watches, but it seems like Ward has had a decent amount of issues with the Solitas. Um, and I have seen it with a few other, oh yeah, the Oris, the Aquas potentially, but the if you go into like the GMTs from Solita, I don't think they have the issues. Or if you go to the 300 series, it seems like they're not as bad. So Chris YZ80 is saying the 201 is supposed to have corrected the issues. It's all in the winding mechanism, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, Anonymous Watch Guy says never had a problem with Solita. I've never had a problem with one personally either. And even if you did, it's probably going to be that winding mechanism. And a good watchmaker can swap that whole component out on that movement for pretty quick and a reasonable price. Dane says SW200, I've had one or two where the crown locked up. 201 fixed that issue. So with the crown locking up, I wonder if that was an issue internally or if that was an issue with the stem assembly not being done right by the manufacturer. All right, KR Joy just picked up one of these 5KX Cubs today. Just a fun watch. Great colorway. Matt is asking how the Slim Turtle is treating me. Actually, I need to ship it. I sold it. It's right here. But the box just came in today, so I'm going to box it up and ship it off. I don't know. Maybe I'll revisit it later on. But I put this clasp on, which is better because you have more micro adjust. But yeah, that was fast. And I don't know. I just put it on right now, and I kind of regret selling it a little bit. But I have so many watches right now, and I was trying to wear it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let this one go. I have all my watch boxes are full, so even if like I have nowhere to put this watch, I don't know. I just for some reason something clicked in my brain. I'm like, yeah, just sell it, throw it up for a decent price, and see if someone buys it. Well, someone bought it, so now it's gonna go. YZ80. What is the bicolor bezel? Oh yeah, you're spotting that. So this is the new Tag Aqua Racer GMT. Ceramic bezel insert, pattern dial, splash of yellow on there with the tip of the seconds hand and the GMT hand. Really like the new clasp on these. Diameter is, I want to say it's 43. Yeah, see if I can find a good spot to measure it. Yeah, just over 43, almost 43 and a half, but that's from there to there. And then the lug to lug is basically 50. So 43 and a half by 50, right in there. The lug width might be 21 and a half, I don't know. Here it is on my wrist. Look how much strap there is. Holy cow, this thing will fit like a 9-inch wrist. You have to cut these down to get them to fit. Does it say on there what the... It doesn't say on the strap, and it's hard for me to measure it. No such thing as overboard the wrist. Floridian says, what is the most important part on a watch? Are you saying like in my opinion? I would say it's not necessarily a part, but it's how it looks. Because you can have all of the right parts on a watch and it still not be appealing to me. You can have a watch that has none of the right parts, in my opinion, and I will be game for it just because of the way it looks. Yeah, Matt, 100%. Most important thing on a watch is, do you like it? So it's not necessarily a sum of its parts or any individual parts. Is it appealing to you? And that might not become apparent immediately. Sometimes it's immediate, love at first sight sort of thing. Sometimes it's over time. Let's see, Jonathan says, Rob, can we see that Omega Chrono again, please? I think it might be the Seamaster 57. I don't know. It's a smaller case, and it's, I think, I don't know what era it is or what age it is, but it's a 39 mil case. So there's no box, no paperwork. I have no idea the year. It's 39 by, I don't know what the lug to lug is. I can measure that. The lug to lug is about 44.7. Might be able to get it on wrist. It's a little tight. I'd have to add links to clasp it, but I don't know. I'll have to do some research on it. I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Isaac says, the wife says, you have a lot of watches. You should sell some. I say, I'm trying to keep up with Rob. Don't try to keep up with me. What I'm doing, this is a fantasy world that I'm living in, guys. I've talked about this before. Yeah, Matt, I think it's basically just a particular colorway of a Speedy reduced. But yeah, the amount of watches I have right now is absurd. Basically what I did, because when I get these microbrands in, they typically will donate a watch to the channel. So in the past, I used to tour them, which I'm still going to tour them in the Discord. That's still going to happen. But I would tour them and then I would sell them for dirt cheap at the end of the tour, typically to someone in the group that really didn't get a chance to see it, or they did see it and they really wanted to keep it. So, but what I started doing about probably a month ago is I stopped selling them and touring them and everything. So, it's Stuart's watch, Stuart S. Campbell. He said it's an Omega Speedmaster date 3513.50. So, so Jonathan, actually, you could message Stuart if you wanted to buy that. You guys can work that deal out behind the scenes if you wanted to. But yeah, so I basically just stopped selling the watches or whatever. So now I'm up to like probably 90 watches or something. I'm gonna do I'm gonna have to probably do it tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow or Wednesday. But I'm gonna probably do a state of the collection and a room tour video, and I'll probably post that up on Thanksgiving Day. I think that would be cool. No, yeah, I haven't been selling them or trading them or anything like that. And then plus I've been buying watches on top of that. So not only have I been getting the watches donated to the channel, but I've also been buying watches. So I'm stacked up pretty good right now. But I'm slowly working up to the point where I still like the idea, or I fantasize about doing the watch library or the watch club sort of thing, where I have, I don't know, an absurd amount of watches. Ken, I'll show. I know Ken, KR Joy. I know you're a chrono guy. I'll show you that in a second. I had to put my glass down. Okay, so this is an Azumi, And this one is a manual wind movement. So it has a Solita manual wind in it. Isaac, I still have the Invicta. So nice bracelet, Jubilee style. Standard clasp, 4 micro adjust, nothing special there. Oh, it's a 10th anniversary. So they're not making a ton of these. Does it say on there? Hand wound chronograph. Doesn't say how many. This is a display example, so it's getting worked a little bit. But nice wind to it. Chronograph works good. Nice snap to it. And it's kind of on the smaller side of things. It's not a very large watch. I think it's great looking too. It's like just over 40 mil. Nice lyre lugs on this thing. 47 lug to lug. Thickness of about 14.5 mil. Yeah, Ken, this one's on loan. This one, which has the Seiko Mecha quartz in it, which I've done these ones before, this one will be sticking around. I'll actually tour this one. And I like their leather straps too. I know they're probably cheap, but I like the way they look and feel on wrist. So, yeah, they weren't going to give me this one because this one's more expensive. It's like $1,000 watch. So, but I do like it. Let's see. SPG says you need a Weiss, an RGM, and a Towson watch code to have a nice slice of top-notch American watchmaking. I don't have an RGM, but I do have the other two. I've not heard of the Towson. I'll have to look that one up. There's a few others, but they don't have like, was it Pelton? I watched him do it. He makes the case, the bracelets, everything, but he has to source some parts from other companies. So Mark says Towson is near Baltimore by him, so that's cool. Let's see. Angel on the bezel looks like it. Reading some comments. The clasp was the only holding me back on the Nezumi. Pretty standard. Like you could change that. I know it should be included at that price. Well, I mean, $1,000 for a manual wind, pretty unique looking watch isn't bad. I'm not sure how that's held in. I don't know. These clasps, oh, that's just stuck in there. This style clasp doesn't bug me. I'm pretty used to it. It's pretty familiar and comfortable. I know everyone's moving away from this style clasp, but like I'm totally fine with that style clasp. Matt says chronographs are not his jam. Some days I really like chronographs, some days I don't. I'm all over the place when it comes to chronographs. I mean, dive watches obviously are my jam, but I'm finding myself liking, just weird stuff too, like this. Absolutely love this watch. This thing's so cool. An Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. Yeah, that thing's really cool. Definitely like this. And none of these are divers. I mean, I have my Air King. I have my Oleg and Waz. That's not a dive watch, but Stuart. Yes, I did try the Serica. I felt like it was a little too small for me, but I'm pretty sure I can pull it off. I need to email them. I think they're going to send me a watch to review, so I'll get a hold of them soon. I don't know if they're going to donate one to the channel or not, but I'm sure I could buy one and we could tour it too. So. Yeah, Matt, 100%. It's kind of the world I live into is the divers and the sport dress models, essentially, is where I like to live. But it's fun to mix it up sometimes. Step outside your comfort zone, try an affordable Mecha Quartz chronograph or something like this Nezumi or whatever brand. I mean, heck, you could even do something with a seagull mechanical movement in it. You know, I have that Sugis or whatever it is, and I've had those 1963s, whatever those are called. So you can mix it up a little bit, step outside your comfort zone. I'll have to look up that Townsend you guys keep talking about. But if they're baller watches, I'm definitely out. I don't have the budget to be spending a lot of money. Is there a watch brand that you just don't care for? Uh, sure, Eric. There are quite a few actually, but I tend not to talk about them too much. Yes, I can show the Grand Seiko. Is that what this one's called? The Bamboo? Why is it called the Bamboo? Man, Grand Seiko finishing is just insane. I know there's probably a sticker on the back, but you can kind of see the movement too. Ah, in the Philippines, all of the bamboo is that color. Interesting. Did not know that. Yeah, this thing is just incredible. How much is this thing? Can somebody loan me some money? How much is this? Is that 6,800? Isn't it so weird that 6,800? It's a lot of money. All right, Ray. I'll try to get this outside. I think we might have a glimpse of sunlight, but I think you're right. I think this thing is going to be spectacular in the sunlight. Um, it's so funny that we can, as watch enthusiasts, we can look at a watch like something like that and be like, well, I mean, it's 6,800. It's a lot. You recognize that it's a lot of money, but you can kind of justify it. So you can see, you can understand why the watch costs 6,800. It's mind blowing. Yeah, we got some pretty fun watches tonight. I think that's about it. I have a whole nother box of Detroit Mint. I can grab one. I haven't even opened it yet. It's a new. He sent me a bunch of them. I'll just grab one. Hold on a second. So Dave at Detroit Mint, because I know, what was it SRPG or whatever his username is, mentioned American watches and stuff. This one it's not a USA made or anything like that, but Dave, the owner of Detroit Mint, he's in the Detroit area, and he puts out some pretty fun watches, and this one's in that category. So very very Seiko historic looking. Get off me! There we go. He sent me a bunch of different colorways, but like I said, I hadn't opened the box yet. Kind of has that, like, what is it, like a Pogue look to it almost. I mean, not that right colorway, but probably has the, yeah, it's a Pogue homage. Probably has the I don't know what movement is in here. I don't hear any winding. Oh, it's quartz. I'm over here trying to wind a quartz watch, guys. It was so thick, I thought it was an automatic or a manual, but it's ticking away. It's a quartz. Let's start the chronograph. I'm not sure what movement he put in this because the orientation of the subdials is bizarre. Great looking watch, though. I'm curious to see what other colorways he sent me. Nice H-link bracelet. Standard 3-hole adjust clasp. I'm not sure if these are out yet or not. Pogue only has a subdial at 6. Still has that case shape and overall vibe, though. Matt wants to go full Magnum PI outfit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's got to be some sort of mecha quartz because it snapped right back. But another fun little chronograph there from Southeast Michigan. Yeah, and he always includes like extra strap and like a spring bar tool and stuff. So, do you have the new G-Shock GAB001? I do not. I don't have any new G-Shocks. Tennessee Mike just texted me, says, if I mention the Discord enrollment, he'll put a link in the description. So if anybody's interested in joining the Random Rob private Discord for 2023, there'll be information in the description. Ali is saying, hey, Rob, what is your favorite automatic field watch? Oh, there's Tennessee Mike posting it up right there. So I think most of the people that are in the chat are already in the group and stuff. Well, now there's 130 people here. But if you're interested in joining the Discord, Mike just posted up that link. So hit him up. With the, I don't know, field, I don't own one, but I think a Hamilton would probably fit in that category. I really like the Hamilton. Otherwise, I would look at maybe Swiss Watch Company USA. I like the titanium pieces; those look really good. I mean, does my Air King count? I know it's not really a field watch, but it's not a dive watch, and I do really like this watch. I haven't worn it much lately. What brand was that Pogue style watch? It's called Detroit Mint. Let me see if I can grab. Is there a card or anything? I don't know. That's their logo right there. It says Detroit Mint. Comes with a nice pouch, extra strap, spring bar tool. Call it Detroit. So do Glycine watches have similar quality to Hamilton watches? I would say really close, Lynx. Actually, that would be a pretty solid comparison. SPG says, I have a lower priced dress watch with Rondo quartz movement from Detroit Mint, and I'm very happy with it. Good quality for the money. I agree. Good quality for their money. They're super affordable right there. Bean Boy. Detroit Mint Chronos are up on the website. $245. It's the Seiko VK61 Mecha Quartz. So under 250 bucks for this thing. Yeah. Let's see. Kevin says the Murph is coming in 38 millimeter. That would be pretty cool. I would actually like to even see that watch. Any opinions on the new Smith's watches? Same as Dad mustache wax. I don't. Is there like new Smith's watches? It's been a while since I reviewed one, but I got into a big, lengthy conversation with the owner of Smith's watches, and it was involving a video that another YouTuber did that I was also trying to review the watch, and he just wanted all of our videos to go away. He didn't want any of our videos. He was having a problem with the clasp, and he didn't want to solve it, so he just went full, just delete everything and everything. So it was a weird experience dealing with the owner of Smith's, and I haven't talked to him since. So I don't know if he has something new out right now that I could try to reach out to him. I don't know if he'd be willing to work with me or not, but I don't ever see myself giving him any of my money just because of that whole interaction. But if he wanted to work with me and move forward, then sure, 100%. I would move forward and work with him. I'm all about moving forward. Keith says Smith's be cray cray. Yeah, that was the experience I had with him, but I'm sure he's when I talked to him, like he's on the a little bit older side, and I think he didn't want to deal with any BS. I think it was his nephew or something that was helping him with it. So I think they're overwhelmed, and it was just like a burden to have to deal with these yahoos making these YouTube videos when he sells out of his watches on a regular basis. So does he need these YouTube videos? No. Does he want them? Probably not. But it's playing the long game. Like you should take advantage of new media, these YouTube videos or whatever platform you want to choose. SPG says Bertucci makes super practical and durable field watches in Illinois, also very affordable. And most of their watches have their cases are permanently mounted they're not spring bars, permanently mounted bars that so you have to use pass through or NATOs to wear them. So they're pretty cool. Manny says he loves some Yahoos. I would rather buy a San Martin. San Martins are, guys, I showed it. Like I don't have one here right now, but like these tactical frogs and these San Martins and these what's the other one? Sea Sterns, like they're legit good watches. It's crazy. And they're all like $200. I'm wearing see, George says I'm waiting on a CWC to make a W10 with better water resistance and sapphire crystal. Kevin says he's given up buying from their website. I'm assuming you're talking about Smith's. Is that Zodiac in front of the midget G-Shock guy? Yeah, it's the meteorite dial. God, what are those things called? I always forget what those are called. Those bears. Aren't these bears called something? These big head things. I don't know. I forget what these things are called. They have like huge ones too. I kind of want one of the big ones. But yeah, this is a meteorite dial Zodiac. You can see there, Super Seawolf. Great solid colorway. It's good to see Zodiac playing around with some different stuff, but most of their stuff's going to be geared towards that new Olympus and the smaller cased Seawolves. I personally really only like Bear Bricks. Yes, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I personally only like the Pro model from the Zodiac, and they don't have anything planned. But for a lot of people, 7 1/4 or smaller wrist, that's the size you want anyway. So this one becomes too large as soon as your wrist size goes down, 7 inch or lower. You're definitely going to want that smaller one. Let's see. 2 minutes to the top of the hour, FYI. Oh, thanks. I'll go. So my countdown timer says like 57.5 minutes. So I just go for 60 minutes. So, real quick, I want to tell you guys something. There's a watch that I am kind of pining after right now. Pretty sure I'm going to buy one. I'm reaching out to the company to see if I can get some sort of influencer discount or something. But even if I can't, I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy it anyway. It's the Fortis F39. I've been like obsessing about that watch for a long time. Now, the Fortis F39, as weird as it sounds, I'm probably going to get it on the leather. And I usually am a proponent of buying watches on the bracelets, the factory bracelets. But for some reason, that watch to me just does not look right on bracelet. So if and when I go buy it, I'm going to get it on the leather. This one here, the Oleg and Waz, absolutely love this watch. And it was something me stepping outside, I didn't even know anything about it. And Russell Jewelers in Vancouver sent it to me. He's like, I really want you to check this out. He sent it to me, fell in love with it. Now, this one belongs on the bracelet, and it's the longer lug to lug with a 39. And that Fortis basically does the same thing. It's a 39 and it has a longer lug to lug. But for some reason, that bracelet just does not look right on that watch to me. So I'm going to get it on the leather. But they're like screw. They're not spring bars. So it's a bar, like a screwed bar on there. So I'm sure I'll just wear it on the leather. Jonathan, do you call that bracelet beads of rice? Some might call this beads of rice. It's kind of different. It's hard to explain, but it feels great when you run your finger across it. It's not a beads of rice in the traditional sense. I sold, like this one, even that one's not beads of rice. I don't think I have a beads of rice here. This one's all milled out. So this is all, it's not, this bracelet I know is made in Asia. It's not milled anywhere like special or anything, but it's done at such a high standard. It is so good. I love the bracelet on this thing. Mark. Oh, you guys were talking about the Signum. Yeah, this thing is crazy. Actually, we can do it right now. We can do. I'm gonna blast it a little bit, but we can do the loom shot right now because we're at 60 minutes. So we got tons of great loom on the table. The Mule Glasuta, obviously, but check that out. How do you not love that? That thing is ridiculously cool. Like legit, when I first handled this, I was like, cool, nice titanium, Microbrand. I shut the lights off. I saw the full loomed orange dial. Nobody does that. This thing instantly elevated into like amazing status. Love the full loom dial on the Mule. I have more watches that I want than money that I have to support it. This is going to be a problem. Can already tell this is going to be a problem. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.